Do you want a deck that rewards your skill, tactics, and knowledge of the meta? A deck that can grind with the best of them, like Jund, Uro, and Tony Hawk. A deck where victory is not only possible, but inevitable.
Well, then you are lost!
Hello everyone, my name is Chip, and today I've cobbled together a pile of cards that's guaranteed to baffle your opponents into an early concession, or lead to long drawn out games where you lose everything and consider that today might be the day you quit Magic once and for all. It's a fair trade though, right? Yes, today we have a deck so full of shenanigans that you'd swear we were playing red. This list is far from finished, and even further from being good. Blue and Taxes is very good at taxing our opponent, but unfortunately lacks a lot of punch that other colours can deliver. Force of Virtue can help buff our board, and Chancellor is the perfect card to pitch to get this Anthem down ahead of curve. In the past I've tried Gaia Reach Sanitarium and Seasoned Pyromancer to help mitigate the damage a Chancellor of the Annex trapped in our hand can do to us. Today we're giving Champion of Wits a go. While Champion doesn't make tokens like Seasoned Pyromancer, being able to draw before we discard helps us set up our plays, and it draws cards equal to its power, so if we have the Force of Virtue down before we resolve the Champion of Wits, we get to draw 3 cards, and only have to discard 2. In other colours of Taxes, Thalia is pretty much forced to do all the heavy lifting herself. But today is Bring Your Shapeshifting Friend to Work Day. Unsettled Mariner taxes spells and abilities that target us or permanents we control. So, while having a lot of overlap with Thalia, making removal and hand hate worse for our opponent, Mariner can also get in the way of targeted abilities, like Thought Not Seer or Liliana's Downtick. And, unlike Thalia, Mariner is not legendary, so we can have multiple copies out at once. Judge's Familiar is also making an appearance, and while only a single use, it can deter our opponents from playing on curve. Alright, well, that's enough from me, and let's get on with these games. I mean, this is a good Taxes hand. It's only got the 1 land, but I think that's fine. Yeah, we're going to keep. Hopefully we can punish them. They lead on Mountain, go. Oh, and that's the Annex. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. Well, Adarkar Wastes into Aether Vial, pass. Alright, opponent Lava Darts us, end of turn. Slow Prowess hand, bolts us, okay. Light up the stage for more lands. Looks good to me. Well, Aether Vial will tick up to 1, and we have to hope we hit a land here. That is not a land. Alright, well, pass the turn there, I suppose. They play the Mountain, and they've got the Swift Spear, okay. They swing in for 1. We take it. Alright, land please. Not a land, but another Vial. It'll do. Alright, well, we'll pass it there. Opponent plays a Runaway Steamkin, sure. Swings in, sure. No blocks from us. Take it down to 14. Gonna run out the Thalia as bait. Yep, Thalia down. I don't think we can afford to tick up the Vial that's on 2 right now, so we'll tick up the other one. We're gonna keep this one on 2 and hope to draw a land. That is a land. Wow, they scoop up the entire match. Why? Why? You were doing fine. Alright. On to the next one. I mean, the hand's good. No Annex though. Is that okay? They're going first. I mean, we can only play 2 of our spells. If they've got 2 bits of hand hate, then we're just going to lose. So yeah, we're going to mulligan. 2 Annexes, no lands. Mulligan again. Annex, land, Vial. Yeah, okay, we're going to keep this one. Arbiter to the bottom. Is it Champion of Wits to the bottom? Is it really Champion of Wits to the bottom? Yeah, it's so good with Force of Virtue though. Well, hang on. So, Champion of Wits can discard the Chancellor and still draw Force of it? Nah, Force of Virtue is too good a value. Alright, well, we're done. I'm going to reveal the Chancellor. Alright, go nuts, opponent. Opponent leads on a Marsh Flats. Cracks it immediately. Overgrown Tomb. Yep. Shocked. For a Noble Hierarch. That gets counted. It's things like these that make the deck worthwhile. Can you pay 1 opponent? Nope. Alrighty, that's my turn. Oh, an Unsettled Mariner as well. That's alright then. Well, we'll lead Ghost Quarter. We can't pay for the Arbiter, silly me. Ghost Quarter into Aether Vial. We'll pass it there. Hopefully we draw a land or a 1-drop. Opponent plays a Swamp, yep. Oh, Abrupt Decay on the Aether Vial. That really hurts my feelings. Alright, well, now we need a white land. Or another Aether Vial. Alright, slows us down a turn, but that's alright. Aether Vial down. Pass the turn. A Liliana here would hurt. Shambling Vents, okay. Pass to us. Yes, we'll put a counter on the Aether Vial. We'll run it back. Opponent plays a Marsh Flats, yep. Cracks it, sure. Throw Plains, yep. You're just activating the Shambling Vent, okay. That didn't do anything, you're in your second main. Alright. And they scoop up the entire match. What? That was our worst game ever. That was our worst game ever. We didn't even fought. Oh. Shame scoop, hey? Well, I suppose if you're playing a deck like this, you're not planning on winning fairly. Frustrate them enough, they'll scoop. We win the die roll, we get to go first. Two Force of Virtues, but dear. Well, we'll mull. Better. Keep this. It's the shock land to the bottom. Reveal the Chancellor. Okay, well, planes into Aether Vial. Run it like that. Urza's Tower. Gross. Into a Chromatic Star. Yep, opponent's looking, trying to figure out what's going on. Yep, star goes away, and they pass to us. Maybe that was bait, but the way they took so long, I doubt it. Aether Vial ticking up. Giver of Runes, eh? Well, we'll lead on Charming Prince. This is the safer play to guarantee a Leonin Arbiter surviving. Gonna top both, actually. We'll just pass it there. Yep, they've got the mine. There's not much we can do against Natural Tron. Alright, they go for the pass. We're going to use Aether Vial, put in the Giver of Runes. Aether Vial will tick up. Going to run out the Arbiter now. We'll swing in for 2. Opponent takes it down to 18, and that's a pass. Alright, they scoop it up. Lovely. Going against Tron. Hey, green Tron. Spell Queller doesn't feel great. It's good, but it's not great. So we'll ditch Spell Queller for 2 Displacer. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Alright. Hopefully we get a nice hand. That is not a nice hand. Got a mulligan. Yeah, I'm picking up what we're putting down. What do we put to the bottom? Reflector Mage? Reveal the Chancellor. Alright, your turn, opponent. Urza's Tower. And nothing. Okay, that's what we want. Well, we're just going to play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Pass it to you. Yep, they throw a Chromatic Star under the bus. Does not say on their first turn. It is whenever opponent can't... they scoop it up. Okay, it says... You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, when each opponent casts their first spell of the game, counter that spell unless they pay 1. It is not during the first turn. It is the first spell. And I love it. Alright. Didn't even get to tax him. Yes, we would like to play first. Is this keepable? Yeah, it couldn't hurt. I'm going to keep it. Risky keep. Well, we'll start with Ghost Quarter into Aether Vial. Pass it there. Opponent plays a Bloodstained Mire. And passes. Okay, no hand hate is good. We will put a counter on our Aether Vial. Land, please. That is a Champion of Wits. Not particularly helpful right now. Well, we're just going to pass it there. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs. Yep. Still not cracking, hey? Well, we'll Vial in our Giver of Runes. Put a counter on our Aether Vial. Force of Virtue. Not actually all that bad, really. Well, we'll swing in for 1. Pass it there. Opponent's still not cracking their fetch lands. I wonder what's going on. Okay, they play the Raging Ravine. Well, I mean, we don't have it, so we're going to activate the Aether Vial. Yeah, we're going to use its ability, and we're going to put a Charming Prince into play. Scrying 2. Another Force of Virtue seems fun with Champion of Wits, and we have the Chancellor to pitch. No, we're not playing that game. We're going to put the Chancellor to the bottom. We'll put the Force of Virtue on top. Alright, opponent's now cracking some lands. Yep, they get a Blood Crypt, untapped. And they Lightning Bolt the Charming Prince. Okay, well, we'll play the Force of Virtue. And we're going to get rid of the Unsettled Mariner. Alright, that resolves. Lovely. We will put a counter on the Aether Vial. There's the other Force. We're just going to pass it here. We're going to wait till their turn, if we can. Alright, they play the Overgrown Tomb tapped. Okay. Well, we're going to wait till their turn so this Force of Virtue can come down and we can draw more cards. Yep, they play a Swamp. That's a Tarmogoyf. Do we go for risky or safe? Well, we're going to Force of Virtue and we're going to exile the Reflector Mage. Going to activate Aether Vial. Use its ability, put the Champion of Wits into play. It's a 4-3. That's a pretty sizable bod. We'll draw 4, discard 2. Is it both Mariners? That can't be right. No, we'll get rid of 1 Mariner and the Hallowed Fountain. Go to our turn. We're going to keep 3 counters on our Aether Vial. Hey, that's a Reflector Mage. Well, we will wait on that. We're going to Charming Prince. Exile our Champion of Wits. Alright, we'll just run it back like that with Giver of Runes up. Terminate on the Giver of Runes, eh? Well, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. Back comes the Champion of Wits. Yes, I would like to draw 4, discard 2. It's Chancellor and Island here. Pass it to our opponent. Thoughtseize, hey? Well, Force of Virtue, using Unsettled Mariner, activate Vial, Reflector Mage into play, they take our Leonin Arbiter. We got a pretty hefty board. Oh, Maelstrom Pulse on the Force of Virtue. That hurts my feelings, but it's okay, it did its job. We drew extra cards. Winning the game would have been nicer, but, well, we'll keep the Aether Vial where it is. Thalia, not bad. Well, we'll run out the Thalia, and I'd say it's just time to start getting in. Opponent takes it down to 7. They crack their Bloodstained Mire. Get an Overgrown Tomb, tapped, sure thing. Down to 6, so they need to be able to deal with at least 2 of our creatures. Bloodbraid Elf is a good draw. Into a Renin 6. That deals with our Thalia. Yep, they kill our Thalia. Alright, they're dead to a removal spell. What do we draw? It's not a removal spell. I think it's still correct to attack here though. Yeah, it is. So Renin 6 can deal with the Champion of Wits, and then we're down to 1 creature. Do we have to attack Ren? Alright, you at Ren, you at Ren, you at them. Alright, we'll get them down to 4. Okay, they block the Champion of Wits. Alright, Renin 6 down. Tarmogoyf incoming. Liliana of the Veil, that's not very fun. Have to sack a creature, it's going to be Charming Prince. And that's a Tarmogoyf. A 6/7 Tarmogoyf, oh dear. And another Raging Ravine. I mean, if they wanted to draw out of it, they've drawn very well. Alright, well, Aether Vial will stay on 3. Arbiter's cool. Well, we'll run it out. Pass it there. Hopefully we can deal with this Liliana or kill them next turn. Fatal Push on the Arbiter. Ugh. Sure. Yep, they tick up the Liliana. They're not getting in, okay. Come on, something good. Something really, really good. Oh no. We're just going to fizzle out. Well, we've got no choice but to pass. Colligan's Command, get back Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. And destroy our Vial. Neat. Well, Vial down. Yep, they sack the Liliana to get rid of our Reflector Mage. They didn't attack with a Tarmogoyf though, that's interesting. Arbiter. Yay! Well, we'll run out the Arbiter. Pass it there. Yep, Bloodbraid Elf. Cascades into a Renin 6. Okay, we are in serious trouble. Yep, the Renin 6 ticks up, gets them land. And they pass to us. Okay, no attacks again. Why no attacks? I don't understand. Well, we'll play out another Ghost Quarter and pass it there. We've definitely lost though. Inquisition sees our land. They activate a Raging Ravine. Sure thing. There's the big attack. Well, we'll Ghost Quarter a Raging Ravine. Take 7 to the face. Opponent gets the Raging Ravine back to hand. Plays it again. Yay. We're so dead. That's another land. Alright, well, that be the game. Getting into a top deck war against Jund. Who would have thought? Nah, we just couldn't get there. We'll go up Rest in Peace. And we'll go up 2 paths over 2 Judges Familiar. What does the Rest in Peace replace? Going over a Thalia. 2 Charming Prince? I think we're going to trim some Arbiters, actually. I don't think land destruction in a deck that runs Renin 6 is all that good. Alright, we'll run it back like that. Yes, we would like to play first. This hand is adequate. We will keep. Alright, we will reveal the Chancellor of the Annex, play the Seachrome Coast, and run out the Vial. Opponent leads on a Blackcleave Cliffs. Inquisition of Kozilek. Into the Chancellor. Okay. I feel a lot better about the last game now. Got him. Opponent is confused. Alright, Inquisition down. Vial will tick up. Another Unsettled Mariner, hey? Well, we'll lead on the Adarkar Wastes. Yeah, I'd say it's Thalia. And they scoop it up. Okay, they do not like a fair taxes game. Well, unfair with Chancellor, but okay. Alright. Alright. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So they hate Thalia. So Thalia will come back in. We will trim an Arbiter over Thalia. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Alright, here we go. Chancellor time. Let's go. There is no Chancellor in this hand, which means they're going to Thoughtseize us to buggery. Yeah, we can't afford to get Thoughtseized, so mulligan. This is not going well. Come on, Chancellor off the next one. That's a Chancellor into a Force of Virtue. Okay, we're going to keep. So we had to put 2 cards on the bottom. They hated Thalia last time. Unsettled Mariner and Adarkar Wastes to the bottom. Alright, well, Reveal the Chancellor. Here we go. They lead a Blackleaf Cliffs into nothing. Okay. We draw the Rest in Peace. All right, well, we'll start on a Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Pass it there. Yep. They play the Blackleaf Cliffs. Still nothing. Well, Force of Virtue's not getting any better. Unsettled Mariner, hey? Well, that's a good backup for Thalia. We'll run out Thalia. Wooded Foothills, yep. And nothing. Passes back to us. Okay. Giver of Runes. That seems pretty cool. Well, we're going to start on Unsettled Mariner. They crack the Wooded Foothills, yep. For an Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Okay. They're trying to pay costs for something. Wow. Lightning Bolt on Thalia. Okay. That's a 3-mana Lightning Bolt. I could get used to that. 3-mana Bolt. That seems fair, right? Yeah. 3-mana Bolt's fair. Alrighty. Well, we've got an Unsettled Mariner. We pass the turn. They play a Bloodstained Mire. Yep. And they pass. Okay. Land. Very nice. Well, we'll lead on Giver of Runes. Fatal Push targeting the Unsettled Mariner. Okay. I mean, we're taxing them, but we're not doing much. Might as well run out this Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace resolves. Alright, pass it back to our opponent. We are now in a top deck war against Jund. That's not where you want to be. Champion of Wits would be nice for about now. Liliana of the Veil. Yep, down ticks, kills our giver. Liliana's one of those things we really struggle to beat. Pass to us, especially when we're just top decking lands. Alright, pass it to them. So now Liliana will be able to kill our next creature. And they've got 4 cards in hand. Neat. Pillage on our dual land. Okay. They didn't tick up their Liliana. So they've got 3 cards in hand and they want to play all of them. Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, deck. Yeah, we're just gonna draw lands for the rest of the game, I guess. Against Jund, giving them all the time in the world. Well, unless we draw something really, really good next turn, I think we're done. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. What do they discard? They discard a Pillage and a Terminate. Yeah, they don't need creature removal against us. We've got no creatures. Yep, that's the Liliana of the Veil ticking up. Alright, if it's not a creature this turn, we're going to just scoop it up. Well, it is a creature. This forces them to down-tick the Liliana if they want to get an attack in. Run out the Thalia and pass the turn. Yeah, okay, so we're done. So what's going to happen now is they're going to kill our Thalia with this Terminate. Then they can tick up their Liliana, which means they can kill, even if we draw a creature next turn, they can kill that creature and still keep the Liliana. So then eventually they'll be able to kill another creature and another creature. They've just got too much removal and we're not doing enough. So that's us done, I'm afraid. Game 2 was pretty sweet though. Alright, so blue-white taxes. What did we think? It's definitely not finished. And I don't think it is the best build of taxes. Currently, I think the best build is a red-white build because you get Magus to tax the lands further. And you can run Loris. Champion of Wits felt really good though. There's no point where we drew Champion of Wits where I didn't want to play it. It gets better with the Force of Virtue, so that feels really, really good. Unsettled Mariner, while we didn't get to see a lot of it, it certainly was helpful. It does feel like we're running 7 Thalias because it does protect itself somewhat with the tax. I'm not sure Chancellor of the Annex is right for a blue-white taxes build. I think you're better off going for the traditional style of blue-white taxes, running your Flicker Wisps, running your Blade Splices. Even an Eldrazi version would be probably more successful than this. I'd actually like to see that now that I think about it, an Eldrazi version where you run Unsettled Mariner and Thalia with Thought-Knot Seers and Reality Smashers. Reality Smashers tax of making them discard as well as making them pay extra, having the Giver of Runes for backup. Yeah, that seems really good. Should have played that. Maybe next week. All right, and until then, have fun.